Hi YouTube, welcome back. My name is Kayla and welcome. So today we're going to talk about, as you can see the title, not quite what you think, not wanting to get pregnant again so soon after a miscarriage, or at all. It's totally up to the woman themselves, but after a miscarriage you go through a lot, not just physically but emotionally. And you're not always ready to jump back in the saddle and try for another baby quite yet, even despite the doctor's, all clear orders. So for me personally, it only required me to wait one cycle after the miscarriage to start trying to conceive again. And a lot of times people can have to wait up to 3 cycles. So when the doctor is saying at my next well check appointment, hey, you might even be pregnant again next, in 2 months when I see you. I was like, I might just get back on the pill. I don't feel ready. He was even surprised, and he was like, well, of course, it's up to you. It's your decision. I'll re-prescribe you, up to a year of birth control pills until you see me again. And you just get off and try whenever you're ready, you and your husband. So I really appreciated that, but that's not so common. Most people, especially an unplanned pregnancy that have a miscarriage, that's already uprooting their plans. And just because they got pregnant and had a miscarriage doesn't mean, oh well, we're gonna still continue on the crazy train and who cares about the plans, like we'll just continue on and baby. Well, that's not the case for everyone. And I think a lot of people expect you to have a baby again soon, or at least try. And it's uncomfortable, because what if you have trouble and you can't even get pregnant soon? And you've got the family members, people saying, when are you guys gonna get pregnant again? You gotta get back on it. Hey, come on, let's go. And I know they mean well, but it's hard, and everyone just is waiting and expecting, even at work. Every time you say you don't feel good, every time, oh, I'm nauseous or this, like, they're like, oh. And it just opened up that chapter that you may not have been ready to share, but you had to because you're pregnant, but now you're not, and wished you really hadn't, but had to, if that makes sense. So for me, I just am letting God lead where we want to be, because for us it was an unplanned pregnancy and surprise, and unfortunately ended in a miscarriage. And we hadn't been planning to get pregnant until another year or 2 years, and so no, we're not going back to our original plan, because this has changed us in a way, but we're definitely not ready. After my first cycle came and went, it was very unusual, very painful, very light, just not normal. And technically after that I was given the green light to start trying again. But that second period I had after the miscarriage and the D&C surgery, it was also extremely heavy and normal flow. But if I had gotten pregnant, I don't know if my body would have sustained a pregnancy, because my body's not back to normal yet, and I would never have known that, and it probably would have resulted in another miscarriage. You just don't know. And so I'm glad I had waited. I still don't feel ready. And honestly, the circumstances haven't changed. COVID's still very present. Husbands can't come to the appointments. I couldn't bear to have this exact scenario happen again to me. Mentally, I couldn't do it. So, I just following my gut in prayer. And so I'm going to be waiting, especially till this 3rd and 4th cycle after the D&C, to see when my body is telling me physically I'm ready, and then mentally when I'm ready. And also, what about the cases where people get pregnant on accident, have a miscarriage, and never in the first place planned to have kids? So of course they're not going to want to start trying to conceive again, and the people's questions, the comments, it just basically opens the book for that. Of saying, hey, when are you guys going to get pregnant then? It can be really painful and hard. And, I welcome all questions, every sort, but it puts a pressure on you that you don't want and don't need. And for me personally, I'm glad I didn't get pregnant a month ago after my first cycle. It would have been exactly a month ago, because I'm just now 2.5 months post D&C, 2 cycles after, almost my 3rd. And if I had followed everyone's promptings, everyone's pushings, and everyone's expectations, I would have been in trouble, in deep trouble, because guess what just happened to me? A few days ago, I broke my foot. Stubbed it on a couch chasing Lucy. Knew it was broken from the get-go. It hurt. And going to the urgent care, realizing, okay, maybe it really is. I knew. And they wouldn't have been able to x-ray me if I was pregnant. And it would have just been like, oh, well, it should be fine, you know, it's just gonna be painful and heal. It would have healed crooked. My toes, instead of being like this, it's kind of like that a little bit. It's not right. It's like that. So you know, they would have just buddy taped it, hope for the best. And honestly, that's not what was best for my foot, because I was able to say, no, I'm not pregnant, I need an x-ray. It was broken. We would never have known that, because the way it looked, yeah, it looked normal to most people, but if you compared my toes with this foot versus this foot, it looked like that. Or for some people, their toes do look like that. So I would never have known it was broken, never gotten the proper care and treatment, and never known how severe the break was. My break was a clean break and then a Y fracture and a fragment piece hanging off. Like, that's pretty severe to just be like, oh, it's just badly sprained or badly bruised, because that's what they originally thought till they saw the x-ray, because there wasn't a severe amount of swelling or bruising. And it just hurts. I can't walk on it. And, you know, knowing that, it's just like, what a blessing. I would never been able to safely get an x-ray, because I wouldn't have if I was pregnant. I would just refuse, like they would think. And it's like, that is God. That is God prompting me, hey, it's not time. It's okay, despite the world's pressures. It's not time. Because he was getting me ready for this. That was going to happen regardless. And I'm very, very grateful, because if really, can you imagine I have to be non-weight bearing for 6 weeks. Can you imagine that while being so sick, taking care of our new dog Lucy? And it's just like, yeah, God changes you. I'm not going to have my original plans and wait forever to have my first child, you know, on this earth, you know, have our first baby. But I'm also not going to fall to the pressures of the world. And, you know, it's up to everyone. If you want to if you want to try to conceive immediately, that is okay. After your doctor's cleared you. If you don't want to wait, if you want to wait 10 more years, 5 more years, 1 more year, never, that is totally okay and up to you. And unfortunately, you know, opening that can of worms up to everyone will ask, regardless, they just will. It's the expectations of societal norms for you. And you just have to know that, accept it, and not be harsh with your response back, but also just be like, hey, I appreciate your questions. We're going to take it just, you know, 1 month at a time, but thank you. And that's kind of my best advice to handle that. But yeah, so I just want to make this video because you'll probably not find this type of video about this anywhere on YouTube or the internet, because it's very unusual. It's a very unusual circumstance, because most times people have a miscarriage from a planned child, and they want to try immediately after, because that's their goal. They want to have a kid right now. And you know, that's just not always the case. And if it is, no one talks about it. That's why there's not a video like this. So I hope this is out there helping someone. Honestly, another part too that I forgot to mention is, what if you yourself are scared too, because you don't know, you know, you're scared of another miscarriage. You're scared of the what ifs. You're just not ready to face that, you know. You don't know what happened in the first place, or the first miscarriage, and you're just afraid. And you know this next pregnancy, you're going to be hyper vigilant on every sign, symptom, feeling, cramp, bleeding, anything. That's just going to not be healthy for you mentally. So you need to be in a good place before, you know, buckling up for this again, for the worst case scenario, this to all repeat itself. And because, you know, God's in control, you don't know. So your own worries and uncertainty can also play a factor of when you want to start trying again. And don't let anyone pressure you make that timeline quicker. You may not be in the right circumstance in life, and you just didn't. This is your opportunity to get where you were planning you needed to be to prepare for that baby, if it was an unplanned pregnancy or even planned. But thanks. See you guys.